Hey everyone, so today I'm starting my very first project of this House to Home series. My first project is with my friend. He lives in a one-bed apartment. This is actually like technically the second day because the first day was a few days ago where I went over, did some measurements, figured out what they wanted, and, their own vision for their space. I came home, did some homework, found things that I think would suit his place. And then I ordered everything, and now I'm going to pick it up. So get straight to the video, but today is building day. Hope you enjoy the video and subscribe. I just spent 30 minutes in the IKEA parking lot because they posted that they were open at 10, but when I got here, and then there's like a click and collect QR code, the website said it was open at 11. But cool thing is squirrels fell on my car. So I just loaded the car, nice and full. And we're gonna head over. Today we're gonna do bookcase, wall shelves, closet shelf, and some other like minor things. So first thing I wanted to do were the wall shelves. And to do that, we pulled the couch out and we cleaned everything up behind it, like removed all the cables and whatever clutter. I took out the Govee light bar, which was originally the only thing on the wall. And then I started doing the measurements. So I measured for the center of the wall just to find where the shelves would be placed. Then I used painter's tape to just visualize everything. I used a pencil and I marked all the drill spots, and then I started drilling. Once the holes were in, then we screwed in the wall mount for the shelf, slotted the shelf in, and that was that. So the next part was the shoe storage area. It was just a simple clean up, vacuum, remove the clutter. Instead of the coat rack facing the front door, we had it face the inside. And the reason for that was whichever way it's facing, there's a little extra space in front of it. So instead of having that extra space in front of the bathroom door, we moved that into the kitchen area, and hence making the kitchen area feel a little bit bigger. And then for all the shoes, we brought some clear storage boxes for the shoes to go in the closet. Only the essential ones stay out. The next part was the bookcase. That was set up by David and Anna while I was doing the wall shelves. We cleared out the corner of the clutter and then vacuumed it, and then just moved in the bookcase, and that was that. So this is their closet right now. The closet shelf was a little bit more difficult. We had to remove everything from inside. Then I found all the studs and marked spots similar to what I did in the living room. And for this one, I had to drill a lot more holes, and also had to use screw anchors because there weren't any wood studs. There were like a couple of metal ones, but most of them had to use anchors slotted in the wall shelf, and it looked pretty good. Holy shit, it's done. For the side table, that was also set up by David and Anna while I was working on the closet shelf. And then we just cleaned up the desk, moved it more inside, and make the room feel a little bit bigger. We needed more storage, so that shelf was there just for additional storage, but also like a nice design piece, and then you can display things on top. So recap of day 2 is basically just a building day. We set up 3 wall shelves, a bookcase, a small shelf, and then the C table, and that was just for them to do stuff while they watch on the projector. And now on to day 3. So day 3, mostly just unboxing and setting up all the peripherals that will tie everything together. And first thing I unboxed was a small tray for the oven to stand on top of the microwave without directly touching it. And then we also moved all the drink stuff onto the other side of the counter because their depth isn't as big, so it'll make the counter feel a lot bigger. We also got a green lamp for their wall shelf, and the goal of that was just to add some green on other parts of the room to complement the rug. And lastly, just got some card display stands for his One Piece cards. So another thing I wanted to do was saw the bookshelf, because the molding behind the bookshelf was too high for the shelf from IKEA. So what I did was I sawed a small chunk of so that the bookcase can fit snug against the wall, and it'll just give them back a few inches. And I really felt that it was important because the bottom door is like very close to the couch, so it just makes it easier to move things in and out of it, and also so the door doesn't bump into the couch. And then after, we just refilled the bookshelf and all the storage underneath. So last thing on the to-do list was cable management. I added a white cord sleeve to consolidate all the cables on top of the wall shelf, just to make them more subtle against the wall, make it more tight and neat. And then for the small shelf, they have a bunch of things connected underneath there, like a space heater and like air purifier. And it was just organizing all the cables and hide them. And then I just added some cable holders so that the charging cables don't fall behind the shelf when you're not using it. So now we're at the end of the project. All the shelves are up, the decor is up. Unfortunately, we went a little bit over budget. I think it was for things that were worth it and like meaningful to add on. So I'll like go through the major changes. Definitely the shelf, the IKEA Billy bookcase. The reason why I chose this one specifically was because it's tall and it fits in that corner well. We put it in at an angle because it kind of rounds out the room. We got the additional door. So we got the one with no glass on the door because they just needed more storage space. The first things that we installed were these two shelves above me. Those kind of just help like add color to the wall, fill in the white space. And as you can see, there's like the switch, projector, this green lamp that we got. The light strip we moved so it becomes less of an accent piece. It like lights up the entire room, but it doesn't take away from all the other things that are nice about this apartment, like plants and all the decor. And then this shelf is nice because storage, and then it fits the space pretty well. It's not like, nothing's like protruding. There's room for more like cool things to put on the shelf and organize it. And this was their idea. They took out that big bar above the counter, which really opens up the entire living room because you can, see straight through it. You sacrifice a little bit of the storage on top, but for the amount of feeling of space that taking it out provides, I think it was worth it. And so what I did with this space was, there's not too much counter space here. And this is like the counter space that is kind of hard to use, hard to access. I had them stacked. I found these like mats from Amazon. There's two of them, heat resistant, because I didn't want the rubber of the oven directly touching the microwave. Luckily, there was just enough space. Doesn't affect the doors because the handles are on each side. Very functional, saves a lot of space. It like makes this weird space a little bit less awkward looking, and then this space much bigger and much more useful. Some of the expenses were also in the kitchen in these organizer bins. All of them are clear with lids, which is very important because it just allows them to use the vertical space. For smaller ones, I always recommend the lid because it makes it stackable and just more flexible when you have changing needs. And the boss is out right now, but this is the catch-all tray. Highly recommend a catch-all tray for anybody. Really good for just making sure you don't lose things, because whenever you get home, there's a place to put things, like the important things like wallet, phone, keys. So the other two things that were done was like a shelf in the closet. It was mainly just to give them an extra layer of storage, and then it's easier to pull things out when it's two shelves versus like 5 things stacked on top of each other. Unfortunately, I left my picture I got for them, make it feel a little bit more homey, especially because their entryway is just mostly like shoes and stuff. So it gives it a little bit more character. Thanks for watching. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. I'm gonna be putting more of this content out for other people, as well as filling up my own home, so stay tuned. And I just want to say a big thank you to David and Anna for letting me transform their space. And I hope you guys feel more at home in your apartment.